Hi all! In my last video, there was a review of my kayak with a brushless motor. There I promised to tell you about my control box for outboard motors and what it consists of. And so today is a review of this control box. Let's take a little look at propellers and brushless motors. At the end of this video, there will be a test of this electric motor on the lake. So stay here and subscribe to my channel. And so let's begin. This is what my control box looks like. 2 wires go to it to the power supply, to the battery itself. On the other side, there are 3 wires going to the motor. This is how small it is. Powerful, brushless motor. Such motors are used for RC planes or RC cars. This motor is waterproof. Let's connect and see. Connected. A signal sounded that everything was connected correctly. What we have here: a device that shows how many amperes and how many volts and how many watts our engine consumes. Fan switches that are located inside to cool the entire system. Speed controller or servo tester that regulates engine speed. Turning on. Look at the engine. We turn on 1, 3 amperes, 12.59 volts, 16.4 watts, consumes our engine. Turn off. Only fans work, 0.43 ampere, 12.6 volts, 5.2 watts. Consume 2 fans. Let's turn it off and see what's inside this box. We open and look. Inside the box, there are 2 fans. One drives air inside the box, the second pulls hot air out. Another part is inside the box. This is the speed controller. There is nothing else in the box. Now let's look at how to connect it all. I'll lay it all out on the table and show you how I connect it all. Let's look at the simplest connection of a brushless motor. For this, you need a 12-volt battery, a speed controller, servo tester, and the motor itself. How we connect it all. 12 volts go to the speed controller, plus and minus. 3 wires go from the speed regulator to the engine itself. And it doesn't matter how we connect them and in what sequence. If we connect them incorrectly, the motor will simply rotate in the other direction. The first time you connect it, see that it rotates in the right direction, and that's it. If it's in the wrong direction, you just need to swap any 2 wires. It's all in the box. Once you set it up like this and don't touch it again. Here is a diagram of how everything needs to be connected. We must connect the servo tester to out horizontally. Which of these 3 does not matter? For example, to the top one. We connect 12 volts. This signal means that everything is connected correctly. Let's insert the potentiometer again into the 0 position at 0. I turn on 12 volts. A signal sounded that everything was in order and the light was always on for manual control. And now I get up in any position and begin to rotate the potentiometer slowly. Faster, faster. So here I used a regular propeller from a boat motor. This is exactly what I used on the Intex kayak. I haven't experimented with this propeller yet. But I've already experimented with this and it gives pretty good results. Here are its dimensions. The small one is 20 centimeters long and the big one is 26 centimeters long. Oddly enough, the result of this small propeller is not inferior to a regular boat propeller. I think because it is light and it rotates at a much higher speed. In general, it performed quite well, plus it's very affordable, very simple, and easy to install. Try an experiment. A few more words about the engine. What you need to pay attention to. First of all, please note that the engine can operate on 12 volts. Second, pay attention to the markings on the engine. For example, on this engine, the marking is 4260. What does it mean? 4260 means engine dimensions. 42 is the thickness of the engine. And 60 is the length of the motor 500 kV, this motor power. The lower the kV, the more powerful the engine. For example, this motor is marked 5065 and 270 kV. Fifth, this is the thickness of the engine and 65 is the length of the engine. 270 kV. This engine power is naturally this engine is more powerful than the previous one. Also pay attention to the components that come with the engine. Sometimes the engine is sold separately and the components separately. Since the sizes of the engines are different, the components from the engines are also different. It is advisable, of course, to buy the engine along with its components. I think it's a pretty budget-friendly system. It's also suitable for boats, kayaks, and superfishing. I have a video on my channel where I go fishing on a boat with such a motor. Well, now the test. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel. Good luck to everyone. Bye-bye.